Right then, so with the World Cup less than 3 weeks away now, we're getting so close to the 2026 FIFA World Cup in USA, Mexico and Canada. It is absolutely boiling in the UK right now. And this video is going to be my World Cup predictions. Going to go through each group from Group A to L, last 32, last 16, quarterfinals, semi-final, and predicting who I think wins the 2026 FIFA World Cup. It's going to be an incredible summer. On this channel, you're going to get match reactions, daily predictions, and loads of content around the 2026 FIFA World Cup, as well as group previews for every single group at the summer World Cup. The last World Cup was in December. I think that sort of tainted it a little bit, but again, was still a good World Cup nonetheless. But let's get into my predictions for all the groups and then the knockout stages. So Group A consists of one of the three hosts: Mexico, South Africa, South Korea, and the Czech Republic, or Czechia. I think Mexico win the group. I think they're the strongest of the four teams. You look all through their squad. I think Czech Republic finished second. Again, they've got a lot of experience in that team. South Korea will take third place, and South Africa will finish bottom of the group. I just don't see a world in which South Africa get out of the group. I like South Africa, I like a few of their players, but ultimately I think it's going to be a task too much for Bafana. Group B then, now this would have been Wales if they would have qualified, but it sees another of the host nation, Canada, Bosnia and Herzegovina, Qatar and Switzerland. Now Qatar obviously hosted the last World Cup in 2022. You got Switzerland in there, who are predominant qualifiers for the World Cup, get to pretty much all of them. Bosnia and Herzegovina knocked out, of course, Italy and Wales to get there. And obviously Canada, one of the host nations. I think Canada, it's tough for Canada. I think Switzerland do win the group, Bosnia in second. I think Canada finished third. They impressed in Qatar, in my opinion. And then Qatar bottom of Group B. Group C sees Brazil, Morocco, Haiti and Scotland. Haiti, of course, qualifying for their first ever World Cup. Scotland in their first World Cup since 1998. I've gone Brazil to win the group. Now, a lot of people are worried about this Brazil side. Nowhere near the Brazil side of yesteryear, but I think they still have enough to win the group. Morocco will take second. They had a great 2022, didn't they, get into the semi-finals? Scotland surely will take third, and Haiti bottom. Look, if Scotland don't finish in the top three of this group, they don't deserve, well, they wouldn't be in the knockouts anyway, but they wouldn't even deserve to be. I think that's how Group C goes. Group D then sees the last of the host nation, the USA. Probably the best chance of one of the host nation winning it, if I'm honest. Mexico, you could probably argue between Mexico or USA. I'd probably edge America due to the strength and depth of their squad. For the group that I've gone, this group is USA, Paraguay, Australia, Turkey. I've gone for Turkey to win the group. I think, you look at the players, Arda Güler, in particular, Kenan Yildiz is a very good squad, Turkey, and I think they have enough. USA in second. I've gone for Paraguay in third. I always like backing a South American team. I think South American teams do really well at World Cups, and then Australia to finish bottom. I'd love the Socceroos to get through, but ultimately I think it's going to be another task too hard for Australia. It would be nice to see them go through, but I just don't see it. Group E then sees Germany, Curacao, Ivory Coast and Ecuador. I think Germany comfortably win the group. Curacao comfortably finish bottom. It's between the Ivory Coast and Ecuador to take second, in my opinion. I've gone with Ecuador. You look at Pierre John Durant, he's Colombia. Nkapie at the back, David Ospina. Oh, he's Colombia as well. What an idiot. Pierre Nkapie. Enna Valencia. There is quality in the Ecuador side, not the Colombian side. I'm going to go Ecuador second and the Ivory Coast in third. Again, back in my South American statement. Group F then sees the Netherlands, Japan, Sweden and Tunisia, and I've gone for the group to finish in that order. I think Netherlands, they have a bit of stick with them at major tournaments, but I think they could have a deep run. Japan at World Cups always seem to shine. Sweden you know, with Victor Gyökeres, Alexander Isak, Anthony Elanga, Victor Lindelof at the back, who's now a Europa League winner with Aston Villa. They have to finish third, or they have to get in the top 3 minimum, and I think Tunisia finish bottom. They have got a few good players, Hannibal Mejbri one of them, but I think it'll finish like that. Before we carry on with the rest of the video, I will give like an in-depth analysis of each group when I talk about each group in the individual videos, but this is just sort of my brief prediction of the groups. Group G sees Belgium, Egypt, Iran and New Zealand in it, and I've gone for it in that order. Belgium, yeah, they have had chances to be world champions or chances to be European champions. The golden generation, the Lukaku, the Hazard, the De Bruyne, the Courtois, the Vermaelen, the Alderweireld, the Vertonghen. That's sort of gone now, hasn't it, from Belgian football, and they need to rebuild again. You know, they've got De Ketelaere, they've got Amadou Onana, they've got Lemens, they've got players to bleed through. I think they finish first. I think Omar Mamouche and Mo Salah drag Egypt into the last 32, sorry, and I think Iran take third over Chris Wood and New Zealand. I just think Iran have a better squad than New Zealand. Group H then is a very interesting one. It is Spain, Cape Verde, Saudi Arabia and Uruguay. I've gone with Spain to win the group. I don't think many people will be putting Spain second, never mind third or fourth. I think they comfortably win this group, in my opinion. I think Cape Verde finished second. Shock of the tournament incoming. I think Cape Verde beat Uruguay in that group. I think Uruguay finished third and Saudi Arabia finished fourth. That Spain team cannot finish second or third. It's too strong. And like I said, I think Cape Verde do beat Uruguay, which would put them above them. And I think they both beat Saudi Arabia and both lose to Spain. So yeah, I think Spain, Cape Verde, Uruguay, Saudi Arabia. The next group then is Group I. It sees France, Senegal, Iraq and Norway. 2020 or 2018 world champions, 2022 runners-up in France, Senegal, who always have a good World Cup, Iraq and Norway, who are back in their first World Cup for 24 years, 20 years, something like that. A long time anyway, since Norway have been at a World Cup. Of course, the resurgence of Erling Haaland, Martin Odegaard, you know, Anthony Nusa, players like that. I've gone France to win the group again, just like the Spain one I did momentarily ago. I don't see France finishing second, third, or even fourth. Obviously, I think Senegal takes second. I know Norway have got Haaland, Odegaard, etc., etc., but I just think Senegal have got a better squad than Norway. Norway in third and Iraq bottom. Getting into the last few groups now, and we're on to Group J, which sees the 2022 world champions Argentina, Algeria, Austria and Jordan in it. Again, I think Argentina too strong. I think they win the group comfortably. Messi and co will get Argentina over the line, and second was either Austria or Algeria. I couldn't define which one. I actually think it could be the other way around. I think it could be Algeria that takes second. But I've gone Austria for this prediction. You know, David Alaba will still be the cog in their team. Marcel Sabitzer, Gregoritsch. You know, they have got some quality players to obviously rely on in a big match, and I think that game against Algeria could mean everything in the group. Jordan take fourth. The penultimate group then sees Portugal, the DR Congo, Uzbekistan and Colombia. I've gone for Colombia to take top spot. I mean, they've got a great team, haven't they? Luis Diaz, who's had an unbelievable season for Bayern Munich. They've got obviously Asprilla in there, Ospina in goals. I think Colombia take first, Portugal take second, DR Congo take third and Uzbekistan take fourth. I wouldn't be surprised if Portugal win the group, and I wouldn't be surprised if Uzbekistan take third. And the final group then is Group L, England, Croatia, Ghana and Panama. I've gone Croatia to win Group L. Especially looking at that England team that was announced yesterday, I really don't fancy their chances. I've gone Croatia first, England second, Ghana third and Panama fourth. Panama could finish third, but I doubt it. Ghana, I think, are strong to finish third, and England could still win the group. But those are the group stages of the World Cup. As it is a 48-team World Cup. There will be best third-place teams now. So I don't know how other people are going to do prediction videos for the World Cup. Are they just going to pick the highest ranked nations, the best nations? I've actually gone through each group and like sort of worked out who I think is going to get more points to obviously put them nations through basically as the best third place teams. So I've gone with Uruguay, South Korea, Algeria, Canada, Norway out of the first lot due to the teams that they're going to be taking on. Like, I look at Iran's group, they might be able to beat New Zealand, but I doubt they'll get anything off Belgium or Egypt. And then obviously I think Uruguay beat Saudi Arabia, may get a draw against Cape Verde. South Korea, I think they can beat South Africa. Algeria, I think they could beat Jordan, maybe get something off Austria. Canada, being a host nation, I think they may get something off the other teams in the group. And Norway, they're going to batter Iraq, let's be fair, and then may get something off Senegal or France. And then I've got the other lot of teams who I think are going to qualify. So I've got the Ivory Coast qualifying. Again, I fancy them in their group. They've got Curacao in there. They've got Ecuador, which they could get something off. Sweden, I've got Tunisia in. I fancy them maybe against Japan or Netherlands to cause a shock. Well, not really a shock, but to win. Paraguay, I think it's going to be a bit too much for Paraguay. You know, you look at that group, Australia, in there, you've got USA, Turkey. I think those three could be very difficult for Paraguay. They may only pick up like 1 or 2 points during the tournament. Scotland, I think they batter Haiti. I'm going to put it out there. I think they batter Haiti like 3-4-0. Maybe a draw against Morocco. I doubt they're going to get anything off Brazil. And then DR Congo and Ghana I've got to miss out. I look at Ghana's group. Obviously, they've got England and Croatia in there. They probably beat Panama, but I do think they lose to the other two in the group. And Congo, I'm not too sure. I just don't think Congo are going to get enough in the group to qualify. They have a chance. Obviously, every team has a chance. But yeah, I think Congo miss out. Let's get in to the last 32 predictions all the way to the final. So the first set of last 32 fixtures see Germany take on Scotland in Boston. Now, obviously, wanting home nations to qualify apart from England. You know, it is always nice to see a home nation go far in a major tournament, but I just don't think Germany would lose to Scotland. I think that'd be pretty convincing. France against Sweden. It's a tough game, isn't it? You know, you've got Victor Gyökeres, Lindelof, Gudmundsson, Isak, Elanga. It is a good Sweden team, but I think France get the job done in that one. Czech Republic, Bosnia. What a game that could be for a place in the last 16. I'm going to go with the Czechs. I do think they've got a better squad. Bosnia have got some good players, like I said. Obviously, Edin Dzeko starring it. The guy who scored against Wales, that like 19-year-old, he's like really decent as well. But I think Czech win. Netherlands, Morocco could go either way. You know, a lot of people are just going to go Netherlands straight away. Morocco, I think, take them to penalties in that one. I think that goes to penalties. And I think Netherlands get the job done over spot kicks. Morocco are a very good side. Very good side. Hakimi, Bounal, En-Nesyri. You know, some very good players in there. Portugal, England. I've gone England. Don't go mad. Don't, like, you know, whatever. I've gone England to beat Portugal. Bold, I know, but there's just something about that England team. I don't think they're going to go far, as you'll see later on in the video. But I definitely think Have they got a better squad than Portugal? No. Have they got a better starting 11 than Portugal? Slightly. I think England's best 11 is slightly better than Portugal's best 11, but it could be tough. Spain, Austria, I'm going to go for the European champions to get through. I don't see many struggle with that for Spain. I mean, Austria, like I said, have got some decent players, Sabitzer, Alaba, but ultimately I think Spain have too much. Turkey against one of the host nations, Canada. They're going to get through the group, Canada, but that is going to be where they bow out, in my opinion. You know, you look at the Turkey side, Demiral, Kokcu, Yildiz, Gula, Yilmaz. There's some really good players in this Turkey side. They could go quite far, Turkey, but I think they beat Canada. Belgium against South Korea. Again, just like the Morocco-Netherlands game, I think this could go penalties. South Korea are a very underrated side. They've got some decent players in their team. Kangin Lee, obviously, what's his name? Heung-min Son. I couldn't even think of his name. But I think Belgium get the job. Brazil, Japan in Houston. Tough game. Now, people are just going to go Brazil straight away. But these Asian teams, the Asian, North American, South American teams do sort of put up a fight in these World Cups against like your top European nations and your top South American nations. They do give them a game. I think it could be quite tight, but I think Brazil get the better of Japan. Ecuador, Senegal, that will be a proper game, that, in the last 32. I think Senegal get the job done. Sadio Mane and co, I think, get the job done in Dallas. Mexico, Uruguay, in Mexico City, in the Azteca. I've gone Uruguay. On recording, I've gone Uruguay the whole way, but I'm starting to doubt myself and actually think it could be Mexico. I'm going to stick with Uruguay, though. Never change your predictions. I'm going to go Uruguay to beat Mexico. Croatia, Norway. Yeah, Norway have got Haaland, Odegaard, etc., etc., but Croatia are a well-oiled, established team. They've been in these major tournaments deep before, more recent than Norway, and I think they get the job done over the Norwegians. Argentina, Cape Verde, no real shock, in saying Argentina comfortably. I don't even know what to say with that. They'll probably want an easy run to the final, but you've got to beat who you've got to beat to get there. But I think they beat Cape Verde. USA against Egypt. I think Omar Mamouche and Mo Salah are not going to be able to drag Egypt over the line. USA have got a better squad and a better team, and I think they'll get the job done. Plus, it's in Dallas, home advantage as well for the Americans. And the final last 32 games sees Switzerland take on Algeria. What a game, man. Some of these last 32 games between like the middle to the mid nations, not your top nations, but Switzerland, Algeria just sounds like a proper game, and the Colombia, Ivory Coast one as well. I'm going to go Switzerland to get the job done, and I'm going to get Ivory Coast to knock out Colombia. Amad Diallo is going to shine in this World Cup, I'm telling you for a fact. But they've also got Sangare, they've also got Doué, the right back. Some very good players in that Ivory Coast team. And that is the last 32. Let's get into the last 16. Germany, France in Philadelphia. First last 16 game. What a game in the last 16. I'm going to go France. The power in their squad, I fancy them over Germany. Czech Republic, Netherlands. I'm going to go for the Dutch. Again, I think they're just a better team, aren't they? And I think that despite Czech Republic being quite decent, I think Netherlands will find it pretty comfortably in that one. England, Spain, this is where they bow out. They bow out in the last 16 to the 2024 European champions. I think Spain could go all the way again, if I'm honest, but looking at what that England squad that was put out the other day by Thomas Tuchel, Spain batter them. Turkey, Belgium. I'm going to go Belgium. I was going to go Turkey, but I've gone with the Belgians just because they've got big tournament experience. They've got to a semi-final of a World Cup. I think that will drag them over the line. Brazil against Senegal. What a game. I'm going to go Brazil. And obviously, Neymar's back in the tournament, or back in the Brazilian fold, isn't he? That's going to be interesting to see what he can do in this World Cup. I'm going to go for Brazil to knock out Senegal. Uruguay, Croatia. Uruguay knocked out the hosts Mexico in Mexico City, but I think they're going to lose in the same stadium to Croatia. I'm going to go Croatia to qualify. And the last 16 games starts off between Argentina and USA. I would love USA to win it. I would love America to go deep in this tournament, but I just think Argentina are too good, aren't they? Obviously, current world champions. They're going to look to try and go back-to-back, which will be difficult, but I think they get the job done. And Switzerland against the Ivory Coast. I've gone for Switzerland to get the job done. Yes, they've not got Shaqiri, but Bril and Bolo, Granit Xhaka, Ruben Vargas, Dan Ndoye is a quality Swiss side, and I think they get the job done. Let's predict. The first quarter-final, France taking on the Netherlands. The Dutch, I've got them to get to a quarterfinals, which is a decent run from the Netherlands, but I think they bow out to France in the last 8. Again, France have got to be one of the favourites to go all the way. I think they beat Netherlands. Spain against Belgium, just like the other game. Belgium, good side, same as the Netherlands. but Spain and France are probably going to meet in the semi-final. Going off my prediction and probably going off a lot of people's predictions as well, I think Spain definitely have the better over Belgium. Lamine Yamal, like Ferran Torres, who might not be amazing, but is good for Spain. Nico Williams in the midfield, Pedri, Gavi. Like, it's an insane squad, isn't it? I think they beat Belgium in the quarterfinal. And then the third quarterfinal sees Brazil take on Croatia. Now, I've gone Croatia. A lot of people are going to be shouting at their screens, what on earth is he thinking? Brazil are definitely going to beat Croatia. I said earlier on in this video, or earlier on in another video, I can't remember, that Croatia are a serious team. But they're old. They're old, case. This squad that Croatia have got are well-oiled. They know a World Cup. They've been here before. Semi-finalists twice. They know how to articulate their way to a semi-final. And I think they get the job done over Brazil. It's bold, but that's what predictions are for. And then the last quarterfinal, Argentina against Switzerland. What a run to the quarterfinals for Switzerland. But I think that Argentina put Switzerland out. Semi-final 1, France against Spain. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. What a game of football this will be. A repeat of the Euro 2024 semi-final where Lamine Yamal scored that incredible goal. I've gone Spain. Now, as much as France all-round are probably an all-round better team, Spain have got bigger match winners in their team. Lamine Yamal, Nico Williams. If Morata, I can't remember if Morata's going, but people laugh at Morata calling him a donkey, but look at what he's won. He might be a donkey, but he's a donkey that wins. I'm going Spain to beat France. And Argentina to beat Croatia in the other semi-final. Look, Croatia, 3 World Cups in a row. They would have reached the semi-final stage based off my predictions. And fair play to them. Fair play to them. They might be getting old. They are getting old. There's no doubt about that. But despite getting old, they're still matured. They know a World Cup. They've been here. They've done it. They've got everything you need to push on into a World Cup semi-final, final, haven't they? They've been there before. They've got the knowledge. They've got the know-how. But they've also got the ability, which a lot of people think they haven't got anymore. Yeah, Modric is 40 plus. A lot of their squad is aging. This is probably their last chance in this group of squad to win a World Cup. I know it sounds stupid, but they could. And then the final I've gone is Spain-Argentina. I've gone Viva España! Viva España! Hala Spain! Hala Spain! I think Spain beat Argentina in the 2026 FIFA World Cup final. And I think it's going to be a good final. If this is the final, I think we could be in for probably one of the best ever World Cup finals. It'll be hard to match 2022 Argentina-France, but I've gone for Spain to beat Argentina in the World Cup final. And that wraps up my 2026 FIFA World Cup predictions, predicting all of the 12 groups, going from Group A to L, picking the third best teams, and then going from the last 32 all the way to the final. If you have enjoyed the video, make sure to smash a like on it. Smash a like on it, of course, and I will speak to you guys in another video shortly. Thanks for watching.